Hey everyone, it's CJ here again. I recently made a video about my backpack and an overview of all of the items I had in it, and I did mention that I was going to make a video about all of my loadouts. So this is what this video is. I'm going to go through all the different loadouts I have for all the different classes, show off the unusual taunts that I have for them, and just kind of show people what items I use when I'm out gaming, because I get a lot of questions of what hats that I wear and what items that I use. So this is just kind of an overview of what I generally use on a day-to-day basis. So we'll start with the Scout. This is my Scout. He has a Scorching Tossle Cap and a Sunbeams Bonk Boy combo. I like to use the Lugamorph because it's a Community Sparkle one. Can't actually see it on the sparkles on my loadout, but the people who face me in game, if they can see it, they can see the sparkles on it. Use the australium scattergun as well. I have an unusual Conga for him. I'll show that a little bit later on a different class, but his specific unusual taunt he has is Midnight Whirlwind, Deep Fried Desire. So it's the bucket of chicken taunt, and of course a whirlwind going around him, which is pretty cool. It's actually the second taunt, second unusual I ever unboxed. The first one is an unusual taunt, which I'll show you later on a different class. So that's what my Scout looks like. This is my Soldier. Once again, he's got a combo, so he's got Scorching, and the rack is Terawatt, so it gives the Scorching Flames and a Terawatt combo. I have an Australian rocket launcher. It's probably my favourite weapon in the game because I main Soldier in 6v6. So it's got quite a lot of kills and different stats on it. And I generally use the shotgun because I play Pocket Soldier. I do have different weapons that I like to use on different times, and of course I've got my Allfather, which has got 53,000 points on it, which is quite a lot. It's my most used strange cosmetic. His specific taunt is the Fresh Brewed Victory with Screaming Tiger. I'll show you that now. It's probably the most expensive effect you can get on an item, and I think it goes really well with this soldier. Next class would be the Pyro. Just a kind of regular Pyro loadout that I have. My hats, I have a Scorching Wraith Wrap. This is one of two in the world. When I bought it, it was one of one, and it was worth around 25 earbuds. As time's gone on, the other one that now exists was sold for 70 earbuds. So it's quite definitely my most expensive and most valuable hat. And I've got a level 100 Pyromancers, which is Terawatt. So it's the same kind of combo that I have on my Soldier. And I've got a strange apparitions aspect with that as well. So he's kind of got like a green dragon theme going on. His taunt is the Party Trick, and the effect is Fountain of Delight, which is hearts. I think it's very cute, and I think it goes quite well with the theme of the Pyro. Next class would be the Demo Man. He's very, very shiny, very, very gold. If I wanted to make him more gold, I could bring out the Australium Islander and have all three weapons as Australiums. And it's a Sunbeams regulator, quite clearly, with the beard and the glasses painted Australium gold as well. His taunt is Holy Grail, which, if anyone knows, is also a very, very shiny taunt, which just gives him an extremely, extremely gold look. I main Demo Man in Highlander at the moment, which kind of explains got quite a lot of. I like these weapons. They've got professional kill streaks on them and everything. Next class is the Heavy. Again, got an Australium on this one, and I have a Burning Dragonborn. I think there's about 6 of these in the world, but it's still quite expensive. A couple of Halloween spells on there. My Div 2 Highlander medal, and again, he uses the Allfather. The Heavy doesn't actually have his own taunt. He doesn't have a class-specific taunt, so this will be the class that I show you my Conga. It's Fountain of Delight Conga, which is the hearts, like we saw on the Pyro earlier. And obviously you just press the Conga button, and he Congas indefinitely, which makes it quite expensive, as it's also an all-class taunt, so I can have this on every single class. Next would be the Engineer. I have a Scorching Big Country. It's a funny story about this hat is that I didn't really look for it. It was added as sweets and an unusual trade. that I made many years ago. And I thought, why not? I don't have an unusual for my engineer. I love Scorching Flames, so I painted it green. And he's got the green beard, the green Max's head, which makes him look very, very green. Kind of like a robot hippie from the future, I guess, maybe. Futuristic hippie. Rescue Ranger, this is kind of like my MVM loadout that I use for engineer, with my Australian wrench, professional killstreak. The engineer has another expensive taunt, the Rancho Relaxo, which, like the Congo, you press once and it stays indefinitely. You don't have to keep pressing the button. And the effect is skill gotten gains, which is the money. It's quite an expensive taunt, but I really liked it, and I quite like the effect. I think it goes quite well with the theme of the taunt. Next would be the medic. I have a strange festive loadout for my medic. Used to main medic in a Highlander and 6v6 a long time ago. I mean, I've got Hellzone festive minigun, Hellzone Kritzkrieg, and I've got strange festives on the crossbow and the Ubersaw. His hats are Sunbeams Tyrolean and a Scorching Blighted Beak, and the Max's head as well, just to give him more green. His taunt, or specific taunt, wrong button, is Meet the Medic, and the effect is Showstopper, which I think goes very, very well with it. He has quite shining lights coming out of the bottom as well, kind of like Holy Grail but white. That's just the effect of the taunt, but the fireworks are part of a Showstopper. Next is the sniper, probably one of my most expensive loadouts. Australium sniper rifle, I've got a collector's razorback and the ham shank. I've got my unusual killer exclusive, which is Disco Beatdown, which is the effect you see at the top here. And the yellow belt is green energy, the villain's veil is purple energy, and together green and purple make white energy, which is the effect that you're seeing around here. If I take this hat off, put something else on, you can see the white energy effect by itself, which is quite cool. And then with this, because both of these items are considered miscellaneous and occupy a different facial region, you can put a hat on top. I've got my Brotherhood of Arms, my gibbous, that I can also wear with the sniper to have the triple effect. My favourite though is the killer exclusive, because I think it just tops off the whole set, and it's all painted white. His taunt is the ICU, which was my first ever unusual unbox. There is a video of it on my YouTube, as well as my second unusual unbox. The effect is 72, and again, I think the shininess of the disco ball goes very, very well with the whole theme of the class. Finally, we've got the spy. The spy, I used to have a triple effect on the spy. You used to be able to have multiple copies of the same hat on the class, and I used to have a Sunbeams Party Phantom. At the moment I've got a Burning Fedora and a Scorching Phantom. I used to have a Sunbeams as well, which would go together to create the triple effect. There's some videos on my YouTube from years gone by, and you can actually see the triple effect from when I main Spy and competitive. Instead now I've just got my genuine Spy Crab. That came from ordering the plushie Spy Crab, which I'm still waiting for, but you get the in-game one as well, and funnily enough mine was level 69, which I considered more expensive to some people. I've got the Australium Ambassador and the Australium Knife. I used to use the Strange Festive versions, but I've switched over to the Australiums now. His taunt is BioLife, and the effect is Showstopper, which is the same as the medic, and again I think it kind of goes well together. So those are my 9 loadouts that I generally use on a day-to-day basis. People often ask me which is my favourite loadout, which is my favourite class. It's really difficult for me to decide. Soldier's always got a soft spot in my heart, simply because I love the rocket launcher. I love the Tyrants. Tyrants is my favourite hat. It's level 88, which was the year I was born, and it's my favourite hat with my favourite effect. So this whole loadout I really, really like. My Demo Man loadout I really like as well, simply because he's so gold and so shiny, and it's an a setup that's taken me quite a while to get together. I used to have a different kind of setup for the Demo Man, but since the Australiums came out, I switched over to a gold loadout, which I think works really well. And also the Medic, I really like as well. I used to play competitive as Medic, and I love the fact that I've got Strange Festives in every slot, and they're actually quite highly leveled up. I used to love my Spy when it had the triple effect, but unfortunately it's only double now. And obviously the Sniper is one of the best, I think, simply because of its expensive nature and how shiny he is. But there you go, guys. Those are my loadouts for my classes. Those are the weapons that I use. Those are the hats that I wear. Maybe in the future I'll change loadouts and have totally different hats, and I'll make a new video then. But for now, thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon.